My wife's family abuses their flight benefits. Now she asked if they could start paying for the flight because she hasn't received a paycheck for 2 years because of them. My wife and I both live in the Denver area. My wife works for an airline that allows her to give her parents flight benefits and one friend she listed her sister as well as myself. Now, the only people who fly 100% free unless we get first class are myself and my wife. Her parents and sister do not. They do get a nice discount, but it's not free. My wife has been working for this airline for 3 years, and in that span of time, her parents and sister have managed to rack up a $7,000 bill. The way my wife's airline works is that she will receive an invoice for all the flights taken at the end of each month, and if she can't pay it, they are just taken off of her payroll. Basically, we all have the luxury of flying now, pay later. Airline employees do not make a lot of money. My wife definitely doesn't because she only works weekends. My wife hasn't received a paycheck in over 2 years. All of us would fly what is known as standby. Our boarding passes would say standby until we were assigned seats. Then, we would receive new boarding passes that would look the same if we paid full price. Now I do make money that covers all of the bills and even left over for spending money. But here is the problem. Her father is a traveling welder who gets money to fly back home. Of course, he doesn't tell his company that he flies at a big discount. And because he works in remote areas with smaller airports, his company will just cut him a $1,000 plus check, and he will pocket it. Before the virus, her mother and sister would fly all over the world for months on end. Last month was my breaking point. When my wife asked if they could start paying back for the flights just a little at a time, her mother pulled the whole "I gave birth to you" poop. Her sister told her about all the time she drove her to school, and her dad talked about all the money he had spent raising her. I snapped. Yes, I yelled at them and called them all roaches who didn't deserve the flight benefits, and I threatened to call my father-in-law company and tell them how he has been pocketing thousands of dollars of their money. It was a back and forth yelling match that ended with my wife crying. Out of rage, I called my father-in-law company and explained how he was taking their money, which cost him his job. When I called his company, they were already suspicious because they required all his boarding passes and receipt of the flights. He had a receipt from before my wife started working at the airline, and my sister-in-law would go into the editor and make the receipt look new. He messed up recently because he turned in a boarding pass that said standby on it. The lady I talked to said they were just gonna let it go because it wasn't the first time an employee turned in a boarding pass like that, but because of me explaining the whole situation, I cost him his job.